Well, being branded as the next big thing is it's quite flattering, and it's an honour.
Since the dawn of history, there's been next big things, you know, and most of them are never a big thing.
We try to just keep our focus within the group and not kind of take in too many external factors.
I have extreme fear when someone tells me that we're the next big thing, because I take it as read that we're going to be forgotten about in 2 weeks.
And if that starts affecting your music, then you've lost what you had to start with in the beginning. So things would start to change, and things are going really well for us now, so I think we're just going to try and stick to the same old recipe. I think there's enough bands doing this sort of music to it could almost be called a movement.
There's no movement or trend or anything like that. People are always, you know, it's as if, like, people imagine that you get together with all these other bands and go, right, what are we going to call our movement, you know?
There's Travis, Badly Drawn Boy, Doves, us. So there's four bands that are doing quite well at the moment in Britain. So if that, and there's other bands that are coming through all the time that are doing kind of very melodic, simple songs. I
think people worry too much about that sort of thing, you know. It's just a bunch of bands, you know.
And I don't know if it's a reaction against anything, but it just seems to be happening, you know. Maybe we'll realise in 5 or 10 years' time what it was all about.
The British music scene gets a lot of flack, you know. I mean, it's perceived as being much harsher than it actually is, because these you know, there's all the publications in Britain, they can be really harsh, you know. But the music buyers, they're not harsh in Britain. If they like it, they'll buy it, and if they don't, they won't, you know. Thankfully, it's as simple as that, I think. And, you know, because you get a band like Travis or Oasis, they've had albums completely slammed, you know, just criticised beyond belief, and yet they sell millions. And similarly, the press in Britain can be great because they get new bands talked about, and that is something that doesn't happen in every country, you know. They are responsible for getting bands like At the Drive-In or us or, you know, all these people. They're the first people to write about them in the world.
Comparisons we don't mind. We were always expecting them. We were expecting them to be Radiohead and Jeff Buckley, you know. We predicted that before they even happened. It's flattering in a way, but at the same time we're not trying to be those, we're not trying to emulate anyone else except our own selves, you know. And but I think now that the record, certainly in the UK, where people have you know, heard us a bit longer, because they've heard our album, the comparisons stop, because we become, you know, our own we have our own identity. So comparisons always kind of start before bands have done releases. As soon as the albums come out, then it disappears.
I've sensed nothing but goodwill towards us, really. I mean, of course we have our critics, we have loads of them, but they're the people that never come and talk to us. The people that come and talk to us are the ones who are sort of saying, you know, are you okay? You know, which is really cool, you know. Like PJ Harvey, who we just think's great, you know, she was like, well, you know, if you've ever got a problem, you know, call me up. And I just thought that was, you know, wicked, you know. So I'm trying to think of problems just so I can call her up. But I don't sense any, you know, we're not like Hanson or anything, you know what I mean? We're 23, 24, 22. And I'm sure there is bad feeling, but I don't see much of it. I mean, I know we have thousands of people who think we're terrible, but everybody does. There's thousands of people who think Bob Dylan's terrible, but they should all be hospitalised, you know.